we run from them, other times we swat at them, but those frightening bees we encounter on a daily basis are apparently important.
Our Pat Gallen put on the bee suit to learn more about their interaction with nature and how a local school is making them part of the curriculum.
Would you guys put on a bee suit?
I would. I am not afraid of bees.
Well, I might actually, yeah, I might.
It's pretty cool, yeah. So before you roll up the newspaper to get rid of that bee, just know they have a job to do, and part of that job is to help keep food on the table. I went to a local school that's learning all about the flying insects and why they are so vital.
Bees can be scary, but above all, they serve an important job in nature.
So some of them you'll see coming in with big pollen sacs on their legs.
But with so many honeybees being lost recently, we should all understand their significance.
In 2016, we had 44% of honeybees nationwide die over the winter. So that means that more beekeepers have to work hard to replace those bees, and then they pollinate a third of all the food that we eat. Those are worker bees, and that's capped honey. If the bees start dying, it means that the food gets more expensive and then is eventually unavailable.
Beekeeper and St. Joe's University student Eli St. Amour is doing his best to keep them alive to continue to do their job. He even took me to meet his bees.
Should I be nervous?
No.
Okay, good.
Those two are both drones.
Eli says between 30 and 70,000 bees live in each of these hives.
Yikes.
And he's utilizing these hives to enlighten some local kids.
All the buzz here at the Friends School in Haverford is about the bees. Students here are learning about how bees interact with nature and how they produce this stuff right here. That's fresh honey.
Eli takes the hives to the school and puts them through the honey extraction process.
And the bees have built all this honeycomb in there.
He does this by taking frames from the hives and cutting off the wax seal. He places the frames into the extractor, which drains the honey like a washing machine.
Roughly how much will 10 frames make right now?
Maybe 2 to 2.5 gallons of honey.
Really?
The kids were fascinated by the process.
Who here likes honey? Everybody?
You think the honey tasted good?
Yeah, I thought it was yummy.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, it was so good.
And as they enjoyed the fresh honey, they also learned a thing or two.
They communicate by dancing.
By dancing. Just like us, right? We always dance and we communicate that way?
Yes.
And Eli is happy to pass along his knowledge.
I started at a very young age, and to be able to give that opportunity to other students is really a rewarding experience for me.
Eli makes and sells his own honey, but he also sets up beehives for local businesses and people who want their own batch. As for Friends School of Haverford, head of school Michael Zimmerman tells me this is all part of their outdoor education program so that students can get hands-on learning outside of the classroom.
This is great stuff.
Yeah,
I
like that. I thought what was so interesting about that is that the little girl said that bees communicate through dance. And a lot of times I feel like Jim dances very interpretively. It's like interpreting what he's doing.
It is
Don't kill the bees.
An interpretive newsroom dance that Jim goes through every morning.
Unless you're allergic.
Don't kill the
now,
bees,
I could see people that get nervous because they're allergic to bee stings, but
That's
otherwise
one
just
thing.
leave them alone. They don't bother anybody.
Serve a purpose.
We need them.
We do.
We need them,
Interesting story,
Katie.
Pat.